Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Noise and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we went to the end city and grabbed the elytra, which is right here. I'm gonna put that somewhere a little bit more special. So we went and grabbed the elytra. That is required for us to make any sort of jetpack. And yeah, electric jetpack will become the is it, what is it? Electric jetpack is needed for, I don't know why you can attach that to everything, but it's kind of silly. But anyways, that is required to make the conductive iron and then electrical steel energetic all the way up to dark solarium jet plate, and that's required for the angel ring. So the elytra is going to be important. I don't know that it's used. I think it says in the guide, but that's not important today. Today we are going to start working towards moving our base. So I have in my inventory a bunch of different blocks, and first thing I want to do is I want to grab, I have a black lotus, and get some black dye, and we're going to make a written book. And we're also going to go ahead, I went ahead and made some iron plates and gold plates. We're going to go ahead and compress those. We're going to need those for a thing relatively soon. So we'll go ahead and get those compressed. So I want to make a book and quill just basically to write down what all we're going to need. So I have an idea of how I want to build the new base. We're going to separate the mods a little bit, actually not a little bit. We're going to separate the mods pretty strictly. We're going to have a room that is going to be let's start with the storage room. That is the most important. And this is also going to be like a crafting area. And that is going to be made out of something. And then we're going to have a power room. And then, actually, let's do it like that. Can I not? Oh, I hate Minecraft books. Alright, so we're going to have a storage room. That is going to be made out of marble. We're going to have a power room. That is going to be Tyranian, or however you say it. Then we're going to need an Ender IO room. We're going to need a calculator room. We're going to need a forestry. Actually, additions. Eventually, we're going to have a draconic evolution. We're going to have a rocketry. We're going to need, what else? Pretty much, because actually additions is the atomic reconstructor and the empower, IC2. That save, no it didn't. We're gonna need, I don't know, a tinker's room. So we're gonna need a lot of stuff, and then in the crafting room I'll have like normal stuff, like any furnaces, this kind of stuff. We're gonna need immersive engineering. That is gonna be a big one. That is gonna be an important one. So we're gonna have a bunch of different buildings, and I think something that would be a little bit easier to deal with. I don't have much wood, but we're gonna change that relatively soon. And what I think I want to do is get a couple of signs. That's more than enough. 6. So here's the plan. We're gonna go to the mining dimension in a little bit, and we're gonna start building. I have a bunch of different blocks that I really like. One that this is actually really nice looking. I don't know what we're going to use that for, but that is probably one of my favorite blocks. I like the really nice black brick And then we also have marble bricks because I like brick texture. That is going to be the storage room. I don't know. We might use the... I don't know. I have laboratory blocks. These are the large tiles. This is going to be for the calculator room. And I say room, I mean building. Each of these is going to be a separate building. Rather than having our entire base under one building, and then I have some other stuff that I like. And I'm trying, I don't know what kind of factory blocks I want to use, but I'm trying to vary kind of the design of all these buildings, and it's going to allow me to do a couple of different things. So the reason I'm going to be doing this is because it's going to allow us to kind of... So this mod pack, I intend it's going to take a good while to get through it, because there's a lot to do, and there's a lot to set up, and there's a lot of automation to work on, and all that kind of stuff, just to get to the creative items at the end. So what we're kind of going to do is, a big part of what we're going to do is we're going to be kind of taking breaks every now and then, and I want to build rooms, and I want to build things, and I want to make an area look nice, and something I like to do is make cities. Cities are a thing that I do quite often when I build in Minecraft, and I want to turn this, I want to make this a little bit more, so if I come on here, I can build, I can work on stuff. It's a little bit more variety for me, more than anything else, but that's just kind of the plan, the idea, and I have some cool things. I think it's going to look neat. I just have to make some decisions and whatnot. We're going to need this, and we're going to take this. Before we go... Hey, I already made the reassembly chamber. Never mind, I don't have to make that. This is going to be really important, and can we just put it right there? We certainly can. We need to make a couple of things. So the first thing we need to make, I didn't know that we had a reassembly chamber. I hadn't looked. So the reason we're making these plates, by the way, is to get these small storage crates. So dense iron and dense gold. We can make 2 of these if we have 4 diamonds. But we're not going to have 4 diamonds, unfortunately. We're only going to have 2. Ooh, I forgot about that. I forgot we needed 2 diamonds for the controller, which is something I'd rather have than more of these storage crates. We'll get more of those as we go. Basically, the plan is going to be I'm going to mine my heart out, and I probably shouldn't have put mending moss on it. That was probably a mistake, but that's whatever. So we need to make a basic circuit board, and this requires some analyzed circuits. Kind of a pain to do, but we need the blues. And the only question I have is I don't think this is the last one we need. So we put these in here. It will take some time. Wow, this is slow. So that's going to take some considerable time. So that might be one of the first things we want to automate. And let's go ahead and throw some cobblestone in this guy and let him get going. Because we need one more. So I'm going to take all this stone, the small stones, and we're going to do one of these just so I can do this. But alright, so the main thing that we're going to need to do is, other than analyze these things, eventually we can do something a little bit better. We're going to need, I think it's this one. Yes. So we need this. I don't think that's that one. Usage, no, it's not. That's a bummer. We don't have the last one that we need. So there is a circuit. It doesn't have to be analyzed. That is another, you throw it into, not the fabrication, let's see, thought we could look at the uses. Flawless carbon dioxide, I don't know what that's used for, to be honest. These stable circuits, I believe in order to get those you need another, it's not the processing, it's the analyzing chamber, which doesn't require power to operate, but it does require weakened diamonds, which we could make, Advanced assembly. We could actually make that, and I don't know if that's useful or not. But there is 2 of the circuits we're going to need. And let's just get rid of that. So we're going to need this one here, this one here, and if we can get that last one, that would be really nice. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and make one of these small crates. We need to basically use all of our diamonds, which is a bummer, but the plan is once we get enough stuff taken care of, we can start moving our stuff. We can start mining more, and just in general, things will be better. So let's put this stuff in here for right now. To make this small storage crate, we need a bunch of chests, some wood, and sticks. I need to really set up a tree farm. That is not going to be terribly difficult. So there's the wood casing, and we just need 4 chests, which I think, I have 3. I don't know how many more chests lying around. I think I do, actually. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So now we can make a small storage crate, and this thing is kind of amazing. It's huge. So that is what we're going to use. Rather than chests to store our stuff, we're just going to have a couple of those for basically everything we need. So mob drops will all go in one, and then we'll have a plants, which includes trees and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll probably use some drawers for other things. But let's see. How's this going? Nothing yet. We have all the greens. We have the grays are used for intricate circuits. So they're all used for different circuits. Now the other thing we're going to need for this guy is we're going to need redstone ingots, which is just iron and redstone. Not terribly bad. One of the first things I think we're going to start working on is making the calculator a little bit better. There is a lot of things that will allow us to get more of the resources from calculator a little bit easier. So there's the redstone ingots, like the redstone ingots, for example, and just kind of going towards the future. These guys are used to make the engineering circuits and basically all the inscriber stuff for applied energistics. So, for example, intricate circuits are the gold, the logic circuits. We'll need the refined circuit boards for printed, and basics for the engineering. So we're going to need all the circuit boards. The only circuit boards that aren't really used, where is the which one? I think it's the gray one actually isn't used all that much. Which is the intricate circuit board is used quite a bit. Which one isn't? It's refined? No, that one is. Enhanced, so the reds. That one's not used very often, except for with the control circuit boards, which is used a lot for advanced rocketry. So it's one of those things of later it's going to be a little bit more useful than it is now. Alright, this is super slow, so let's start looking at I guess let's start looking at going to the mining dimension and looking and seeing at what we're gonna do. Now there's some options I want to have for one last thing. Actually, why did I just take one? I want a stack of each. Okay, so let's quickly head into the mining dimension, and we'll start looking at where isn't as much of an issue as much of how we're going to set up all of this stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to do for flooring for a lot of this stuff. So right here is the mine. I want to keep that close. The forestry stuff, this stuff can move. But basically I want to have a nice open area, and I think right over here is actually really nice. I want to be decently far away from portal because there's not going to be much reason for us to go back. But this should be good. So first things first is our storage area. So to begin with, let's make it, I don't know, we're going to make a decent sized building, and this will be storage. You know what, we have a ton of stone. I think what I'm going to do, instead of really doing anything else, we're going to just kind of set up how this is going to be. And to do that, we're going to want to grab our signs. Alright, so this will be storage. And I don't know, we'll have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that will be storage. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually have paths, which is why I brought these other bricks. So I don't know which one I want to use. The granite looks good. Andesite looks... honestly, this looks too much like stone, so I don't think we're going to use andesite. Diorite is honestly kind of ugly. Limestone isn't bad. What's... let's see, tiles... These road textures aren't bad. I don't know that I like them. Yeah, I don't really like them. But I'm not against this color. But I am. I don't know. Ray bricks. How does this look for a road? I'll probably end up changing it, to be honest, but that's not terrible. But I guess the real question is, we turn this back to raw limestone. Can this be used? If I click the right buttons, we can't get stairs out of it, which is kind of a deal breaker. I want to see what all can we get stairs. There's quite a bit. We can get cobblestone stairs, sandstone. We could use purple. That would be kind of cool. But what I want is something... Seared brick, seared pavers. Hempcrete? That would be a little expensive to get, but... it's not bad looking. Crystallized mineral. That stuff is a little bit challenging to get. Because we need to squeeze... we need the mineral logs, which are the blue trees that we've seen around. I don't see any. There's one over that direction, I do believe. But I need to figure out something for a like a road. We could use brownstone. Brownstone, it actually allows you to move faster, which is kind of cool, but I don't know that I like the color. We could also use concrete from immersive engineering, which we could use slag. There's an idea, because slag isn't really used for much other than making... they can get coal dust out of it and some gold, but other than making blast bricks, there's not much it's used for. So maybe that's not a bad idea. We take a little bit of gravel and some concrete, and that comes with stairs. There's tiles, then That's used for a couple of things in advanced rocketry, but not much. So that's an idea. But basically, we just need to figure out something to... I even considered hardened stone. Ooh, actually, hardened stone might not be bad. Can we... Stone bricks. Stone pavers. Let's go grab some hardened stone. That might look good. Now, this version of Minecraft does not have the concrete blocks, but Chisel does add them in, so we could have concrete, for example. I don't know that I want that, and it's a bit of a pain to make. It's the standard recipe, the vanilla recipe. Whoa, you lagged a bit, or I lagged a bit, and you just came running. Luckily, your explosions don't do anything in this area. So what we could do... Have we gotten any circuits yet? I think that's it. Yeah, that's the circuit we were looking for. Cool. So we can make the stuff. Once that processes, so we can make the drawer controller. So yeah, I don't really care for a lot of this stuff, but hardened stone is something we have a decent amount of. What's the pavers look like? I kind of like that, actually. That's a nice, simple road. Can I turn that back into hardened stone? What else can we do with this? Because I don't think... We can't chisel it, unfortunately. We can make bricks. I don't want to do that. Slabs. Whoops. And then, yeah, the machine bases and structural blocks. That is expensive. But hardened stone itself doesn't look that great. But the pavers look halfway decent. So I think that's what we're going to go with for now. But the plan is just to kind of demonstrate and all that kind of fun stuff. Not really, I'm not going to do too much building on camera, at least not right now. We might do a little bit later. But for now, I just kind of want to show off what I'm thinking. So what the plan is we need to take this guy and we're gonna have, so if this is the road, we're gonna go down 4 blocks. Something like that. And then the pavers will be here. And then I will have some cool little... So there is like the street, whatnot. And then we'll have down here all the wiring. So for example, like we'll have, if power needs to go somewhere, power will eventually need to go to the storage. We can run it all down here. And the idea will be, we might make it one deeper. We might go 6, in fact. That might be the easiest. I'll kind of decide that as I go, but that's the idea. I can't jump out. Let's see. So that's the idea, and then we'll have like an opening, and then it goes into the building, and then the roads will go everywhere. So, for example, I don't know exactly how I want it yet. I haven't decided that all the way, but power is going to be kind of centralized. Storage is going to be where everything happens, so that is definitely going to be centralized on the entirety of the base. But power is going to be close to storage, and I'll have basically anything that requires power in that direction. IC2 can go really far off from the power, as well as I don't know, maybe farms. Farms can go off by themselves, because I do plan on having like the tree farms and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the plan, and then the mine will be over here, and then portals. I'll have to research and see if portals can take, like if you can go from the mining dimension to another dimension, or if you have to go to the overworld first. If you have to go to the overworld first, then it's not an issue. What I'll do is I'll make a little building here to have all the portals. But that is something we'll deal with later. And in case you're wondering, the main reason we're going to the mining dimension to set up our entire base is because eventually we're going to have access to solar panels from the what is it? Environmental tech. That is going to give us a ton of power, and that also needs a room, by the way. It's not that big of a deal, but it is going to require a room. So I think we put the water in there. Is this... says they have to be analyzed. I guess we can make that real quick. So let's see if that's the problem. So let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, so the analyzing chamber requires some weakened diamonds. That's just 1 diamond and reinforced iron, which I think we're gonna need a lot of. Yes, and that is made from reinforced stone or a stone separator, which is something we'll probably end up making later. So we need, how much iron? So, oh gosh, a lot. 4 blocks plus 1. Luckily we have it, so it's not a problem. So 37, let's see, one of these is going to require my last diamond. And was it like this? No, it's the other one. Oh, it's not even that anyways. We don't happen to have... we have a little bit. Not that much. So, let's see. We need to get reinforced stone, which is wood and stone. Great. I don't have much of those, but I have a little bit of reinforced stone. So let's just... it's cobblestone, isn't it? Okay, so there is a little bit more and a little bit more. So let's get the weakened diamonds. So that is a scientific calculator, which is division. So there's the weakened diamonds. We can put those here. And then there's 2 blocks of reinforced iron. I need more wood. So let's grab our axe. I already had it on me. Let's dump off some stuff that we don't need right now, like dirt. And let's go chop down some trees. So one of the first things that I want to work towards in the coming episodes is getting a the thing, what's it called? Farming station. There we go. That's what it's called. Getting a farming station so that we can start working on getting automated trees. And that will basically allow us to get plenty of wood, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then chopping stuff down isn't going to be an issue. Or anything like that. So we need some cobblestone. And not that one. Normal calculator. Alright, so there is all of the iron that we need for the blocks. We might need more, because we still need to make the advanced assembly, which requires a bunch of steel. I don't have much steel. Have I lucked out? Have I been making any? No. I don't even have any coal coke in there. Alright, let's get some more steel cooking up. 2 more blocks of iron. Some coal coke. I'm just gonna make that the actual, like, blocks. And we'll get that going as soon as we can. So in order to make this, we need 1 more reinforced, but we need steel mechanical components. We need 4 of these. So we're going to need another block of steel, basically. And then I believe it's copper, and I think I did that wrong. It's the other way, isn't it? Yes. So we need copper times 4. I don't even know if this is correct. I know this mod pack has issues sometimes with basically it doesn't like things. So hardened stone goes in there and the marble goes in there. We'll put the small storage crate in there and the signs. So I'm going to work on a lot of the stuff off camera, but let's make a ton of buttons and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's cobblestone around the edges. Alright, so once we have that block, which it is 13%. Alright, so like I was saying, one of the next things I want to make is a farming station. This guy is not too bad. It does require some diamonds. Requires a slice and splice, which is not bad to do. We're not using the dragon head. We'll use other skulls. Solarium is pretty easy. It's just gold and soul sand. And everything else here is easy except for the machine chassis, obviously. Electrical steel is just, it does require silicon, which is a pain. Eventually we'll be able to crush. I can't wait for that. That is a long, long time away. We'll also be able to electric arc furnace, which I think we will get access to before. See, that requires titanium. Let's take a look at the guide, because why not? While we're waiting for the steel. So yeah, space age is before mechanical age. We need to go to space in order to start getting the 4 ores that we need. So basically titanium and what are the ores? It's if we look at the ores, it's, let's see, it is, I know titanium is one. I don't know what this is used for. Anglicite? Oh hey, that's that stuff. I don't know what that's used for, to be honest. But cadmium is Neptune. Tantalum is Eris. Zirconium is on Mars. And there's one other. I believe it's chrome? I could be wrong on that. Dilithium is on the moon. That is useful for making a space station with a warp core. And we go to the moon first. So this mod pack, is the advanced rocketry mod is really fun, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to need to do. Mercury, tantalum, zirconium, and cadmium. So mercury, I believe, is on Mercury. Yeah. And it's actually pretty common stuff. So once we get to that point, it's going to be pretty easy to just kind of go through and get all the stuff we need. Almost halfway done. So that is kind of that. But one of the next things I want to do is make the farming station, which is going to allow us to start farming mostly trees is what I want to farm. For anything else that we want to farm, we're going to make a garden cloche. This guy, and it's a little expensive because it requires a farmer. That's a lot of iron casings, which is a lot of advanced machine blocks and stuff. But one of the next things I want to start looking at, and I know there's a reason we can't get into it yet, but it's what is it called? Generators, advanced generators. That is, let's see, this stuff, advanced generators. There's a reason we can't get into it yet, and I don't remember why. Oh, we need the pellets of RGD, which requires plutonium. That's why. Which we get from depleted uranium, which means we'll have to make a reactor first. So once we can get to that point, which I think that's the next age, actually, after the automation age is the nuclear age. So we need to get UU matter and start getting mostly nuclear reactors. And then once we get a nuclear reactor and we run our nuclear reactor for a couple times, we will have access to other things that will basically make our lives better. The advanced reactor, the advanced generators is the main thing that I want, because it's going to be an easy way to get plenty of EU. And that's kind of where we're at with this, with IC2. We're also going to need, in order to move all this stuff, we're going to need a special machine. We're going to need a power wrench. We're going to need one of these guys. A small power unit. It's not that bad, actually. Then just normal wrench. It's pretty easy. So that is something we're going to need to make before we can move all that stuff. Everything else, we can use our pickaxe, but we might want to make a Yeta wrench as well. Which is pretty easy. Basic gear and some electrical steel. Although electrical steel is a little bit annoying because of silicon. Eventually we will get a better way to get silicon, but right now the best way is clay dust, and that's kind of terrible. So eventually we'll have this void resource miner, and that is going to be super useful. In fact, I think we could make it at this point, at least the basics. So, but in order to power it, it's going to require a lot of power. But yeah, so kind of looking ahead with plutonium, yeah, you're now able to use advanced generators to generate RF or EU. And yeah, we're going to need to start making pure crystals, because we're gonna start needing those, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff kind of coming up, and I'm literally just wasting time while we wait for this, because I want to go ahead and make the drawer controller in this episode. It's almost there. So everything else, what else are we gonna need? Let's go ahead and get that stuff, and let's get rid of this. All right, so we need to make some enriched gold. That's easy enough. We might even have a little bit. We have 3, so we need 1 gold. Why are you guys... No. Bad zombies. Don't scare me like that. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. You didn't see me. So we need to make some more enriched gold, which is easy enough. And he's dead. Alright, so with that taken care of, all we need to do is get the enriched gold, which is just a piece of gold and a piece of redstone. And we smelt that up. And yeah, so kind of the coming days, we're going to start looking towards getting solar panels. That's going to be a ways off, though. But just basically getting our base set up. And I'm going to do a good bit of work off camera, just trying to get everything kind of prepped and ready so that we can get this stuff done. And there's our steel. Perfect. So now we can make this. And the drawer controller is amazing. So 4 of these. Looks like there was something else there. And then the calculator assemblies. Then we do this. Reinforced in the middle. The advanced. And now we have our analyzing chamber, which doesn't require power, which is nice. We're just going to set it right here for now. And we're going to get things from this, and it's instant. Or not. Okay. It's instant once we take everything out, and we're going to get a lot of fun stuff from this. So is that what I needed to do? This is going to be one of the things that we're going to automate pretty quickly. That is exactly what we needed to do. Awesome. So we got tanzanite, we got a reinforced iron sword, we got a calculator assembly, which, yeah, I'm going to want to analyze basically everything. Why? Oh, you don't have power. So that might be one of the next things we get set up, is just getting the analyzing chamber set up and the processing chamber so that we can start automating that much. Now the rest of the stuff is just going to require some quartz and redstone and some sticks, which we have. Okay, we have one of these guys. I don't have enough sticks, do I? I have exactly enough for one of the comparators. Alright, well, back to chopping down trees. Do we have any sticks in here or something? No. Let's dump everything we don't need right now in here, because I'll sort it later. Alright, cool. So let's go chop down yet another tree. And we'll make this guy pretty quickly. Won't be bad. And yeah, so cool. We're gonna need to make a lot of drawers, and that's why I want the farming station. That is gonna allow us to get a ton of wood pretty quickly, and then I can just kind of automate. Let's see. We need a chest. We need a drawer. Doesn't matter what color. It's not going to affect it. So 3. And I think that's pretty much it. What else does it require? Stone. So literally just stone. So we get these guys. And there we go, the drawer controller. So how this works is we put this right here. And for example, if we have a bunch of stuff, I double click that, it all goes away. It fills up every single drawer that it's connected to, and that's why we want it. So we might actually want another one of these, or we'll keep it with one set. So the plan is going to be coming days. We're going to start working towards getting our base moved into the mining dimension, and I'm going to start doing that off camera, moving the drawers and all that kind of stuff, and start building. So that's the plan, and we'll kind of start progressing through the mods. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to start automating, well, first thing we'll have to do is set up power, and then I think I want to start automating calculator. I think that's going to be the best idea. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!